Hey, what up, y'all? Hey, you know what it is, it's Pound for Pound, and I'm Toby D, and I already know y'all feeling sad just like me. But listen, let's look at some positive sides on this. We're 4-4, not where we want to be. We wanted to be at 5-3, but hey, we got another chance next week against Dallas. If we can, let's get on into the negative. Stop the freaking run, which we can't seem to freaking stop. I don't know what our problem is, and I want to just say this right now because I was guilty of this whole thing ever since Dan Quinn got over here. Let's stop saying this is Seattle's defense, because we are doing Seattle's defense a disservice. Now, albeit Seattle is not playing to the stature that they played the last few years previous coming into this season, where Russell Wilson has had to carry the team on his back to basically win games. Well, that's what you paid him for, so he needs to be doing that anyway, just like any other great quarterback. What should be doing that by the name of Matt Ryan. No, he's not looking MVP by any stretch of the matter. But dude should still be playing better than this. Now, I will say this. Throughout these first 8 weeks of Steve Sarkisian being here, and I know a lot of you are blaming Steve Sarkisian for every little thing that goes on, Matt Ryan has gotten better at being patient and taking his checkdowns or plays underneath and relying on yak, which at the beginning of the season, albeit he was saying that we cannot go back to 2016 and compare ourselves, I think that's what he had got his mind into. And when he's normally had those plays underneath, he still tried to take the deep pass. Well, the last 2 games, he has shown some patience and taken the passes that were available to him and given to him by the defense. So I will give him that much. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, as much as you want to blame Steve Sarkisian, it was not Steve Sarkisian's fault with all the penalties that we were getting today. 2, as a matter of fact, on our right guard, Mr. Wes Schweitzer, who has not looked good a lot of this season. Now, every other time, every now and then, he would look okay, but he's not a Chris Chester. Now, God bless Chris Chester. He decided to ride off into the sunset, even though we didn't get the Super Bowl win. Hey, he reached the pinnacle of what he wanted to do in his career. He at least made one. You can't be mad at him. He wanted to spend time with his family. But Mr. Wes Schweitzer, you needed to get it together, sir. If you want this job at right guard permanently, you gotta get it together. I don't know what we're gonna do in the draft when it comes to that, because there are some other moves we gotta make. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Now, I know what Dan Quinn said. He said that a couple of weeks ago, this team knows their identity when we went on that 3-game losing skid. I beg to differ. This team does not know who they want to be. They don't know if they want to be a dominating defense or a dominating offense. And right now, what I'm seeing is a tug of war between the two, because one is no better than the other. Yes, albeit we got some turnovers finally today, and Keanu Neal, number 22, was looking like his normal self from those 5 fumbles that he was able to produce last season. Got 2 in 1 game against Stewart. But on the other side of that, number 22 on the other side was wrecking everybody's life today. And you all know it as well as I do. You can see now why Calvin Benjamin is gone. This is a Christian McCaffrey show. And that's exactly what we saw, especially at the end. He killed us. You know it. I know it. Everybody that watches this game knows it. So we just got to leave that at that. Now, Matt Ryan, you see Julio Jones open, you got to hit the man. Why are you feeling like you being rushed in the pocket when you had a clean pocket to hit Julio and you overthrow him? Then you come back to the same play, this time on the other side of the field, and Julio Jones misses. Now, Julio Jones, now you got to give him somewhat of a pass on this one, because the man was dealing with pain. And normally he does not show his facial expressions when the camera goes over there to him. But you can tell today he was in some serious pain. Now, once he gets that treatment going in him, hopefully that'll help him out, and hopefully he doesn't miss any games. But ladies and gentlemen, we are about to go into a Dallas game where we can't stop the run. Now, might I mind you, and I said this yesterday, I was hoping the Falcons would not allow teams that normally have struggled in certain situations that they haven't been good at all season to all of a sudden look real good at it. Well, unfortunately, the Falcons disappointed and came through and did exactly what I was hoping they wouldn't do. And I mentioned yesterday during the live podcast. I don't know why it is every time when we get another coach, it does not matter who coaching the team. We always make a team that has struggled and other teams against other teams with certain things look good all of a sudden with it. Them jokers rushed for over 200 yards in this game today when Cam Newton literally was their rushing offense coming into this game, who also had about 85 freaking yards on the Atlanta Falcons. And you know every time he plays us, he looking to shine on us all the time. Yes, he's from here, but it ain't nothing more gratifying than to beat the home team. And he beat us again today. Now, our 3-game winning streak we had against them came to an end, unfortunately. I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but it did happen. And I'm going to tell y'all something right now. I don't know what's going on with Andre Roberts, but man, you got to make decisions on what's going on. Now, maybe it's because this could be one of those blessing cursing things where the defense stops the offense, but unfortunately, we're put in a situation where the special teams gets a chance to kick a favorable ball down there and pin us inside the 10. But sometimes this year, you have not made good decisions on getting to the ball or not getting to the ball. Your decision making has been off. I'm sorry. I'm not finna just say that this is just a blessing cursing with the defense, because dude, you got to do better than this. We paid you to come here. You know, listen, man, God bless your soul. But you argued about being a number 2 receiver. You was upset because Washington brought in Deshaun Jackson when you thought you was gonna be the number 2 guy. But now you seeing you're not a number 2 guy, man. Your specialty is kickoff and punt return, and we need you to come on through and do that. You cannot be choosing to come out the end zone getting stuffed at the 10 either. And those are things that I'm talking about when it comes to your decision making on being too cocky with your speed, my brother. Something's got to be done there, guys. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if we're going to bring Andre Roberts back next year. And I know this is looking far ahead, but this is not going to work. Marvin Hall might end up being that guy at punt and kickoff return. I'm just saying. But this team, they get in their own way today for most of this game. Stupid penalties that should not be happening. Brian Poole, come on, man. The man is already out of bounds. He does not need your extra hit. Bunches is out. Let's get it together, defense. And listen, this is another reason you can't be saying this Seattle defense, and I know I've been guilty of this too. First of all, the Seattle defenses that we've known have been able to hold teams on an average of 15.5 to 15.8 points a game. Now, albeit we have improved in that area by only giving up about 21.2 points a game, which, yes, I guess you can look at the good news is we held this team to what our normal average is, or 1 point below in this season. But guys, we're not winning the game. This defense is still undisciplined. And maybe now we could call this Seattle defense if Dan Quinn was calling it, because we saw what Dan Quinn did when he took it over. Now, I understand he's probably not going to do that because he doesn't want to put a damper on the emotions and the confidence in Marquand Manuel's play calling, but somebody's going to have to get this thing together before this season quickly slips out of our hands. And right now, guys, if you're looking to win this division, forget about it. Until we start winning some consistent games, don't even think about trying to win this division this season. Right now, whether you like it or not, the Saints got this thing on lock. They got a much favorable schedule, and they are showing it, and they are playing very well right now, so we might as well forget it and let it go. Now, if we start getting on a win streak and can beat Dallas and roll in here and beat Minnesota, because we're going to be at home, I think, for these next 2 games, then hey, then we can possibly talk about this division. But I don't want to hear any talk about winning this division, guys. Right now, we got to compete with teams like the Los Angeles Rams, who is killing it right now. 2 teams is probably more than likely going to come out of that division in the NFC West. And it's looking like 2 teams going to come out the NFC South, with 1 coming out the East and 1 coming out the North. That's just how it's going down. And right now, as I'm looking at it, the Falcons are still on the outside looking in. Now, Ain't no use of me going over all this game because you all saw what I saw. It was horrible. We shot ourselves in the foot, but I'm not going to shortchange this Carolina defense. They know who they are. They win by defense and put their offense in great positions by getting turnovers, in which they got one today, which was a huge one by old-time Mike Adams. Dude about 55 years old, and he's out there still getting interceptions, especially on us when we're in a 2-minute drive where we had no excuse not to score with 1:55 on the freaking scoreboard. Not to mention, why in the hell, yes, I said it, hell, it's in the Bible. Why in the hell can we not convert a 3rd and 1 or a 4th and short? What is going on with this team, bro? And I just heard the stat today by Troy Aikman, and it reminds me of Mike Smith in 2011, that we were 2 for 7 on 4th down conversions. We got to get this together. Now, maybe we were a year ahead of schedule. I have no idea. I hope that was the case, should we not make the playoffs. And maybe we were just ahead. We weren't supposed to make it to the Super Bowl, but at least we saw the potential. I'm hoping, because there's a lot of talent on this team, and I would hate to see somebody on the outside looking in and watch someone else take this team to a Super Bowl and win. Now, I'm going to leave it at that. You guys, I'm sure, can hear the energy and frustration in my voice today, and I normally don't get frustrated, but hey, please comment, share, like, subscribe. Hey, shout out to JR. Sorry we lost, bro, but maybe we'll get the next one against Dallas next week. Peace. Toby D, I'm out.